How's it going? This is a limitless online tournament that I played in with Dialga Metang. Just some videos that I had sitting around, and I thought these were a couple fun games, and this is a fun deck, so I figured I'd throw it up. Our first game here is against Lugia, and we have a decent enough starting hand. We can hopefully Greninja into an Arven or something like that. We definitely want to get Buddy Poffin and TM Evo with this deck. Like, you just want to go second, hope to hit that, and Arven gets you both those things. That's why we played 4. But we don't hit it, so we're just going to have to settle for... It's a pretty good board, we just don't have much of a follow-up, and we're really hoping that they don't knock out our Greninja. They got no Archeops in the discard pile turn 1, so I don't think they're... At the very least, they shouldn't be able to, like, boss knock out my Dialga. Yeah, the most they should be able to do is just get attack the active, but we're just hoping to see them read the wind. And they bench another Lugia. As soon as they do that, we're kind of in the clear, because they shouldn't bench 2 Lugia unless they can't get their VSTAR off this turn for double chops, and they're worried about the active getting knocked out. So they just read the wind and pass. We're definitely happy to see that. And we have, like, at least we have one Metang out, and we can start going a little bit, but we're gonna have to pass until we draw something and hope that we keep our Greninja for at least another turn. Now we'll see what they do on their turn. And if you guys have never played on the Limitless tournaments, they're really cool, and I definitely recommend it. It's playlimitless.com, and I'll leave a link for it in the description. They're a lot of fun and they're good practice. And they Iono us, which is pretty excellent. Our hand sucked, and I don't know if we were drawing out of that anytime soon. Let's just see what they do. If they get out the double Archeops this turn, we would kind of like to keep our Greninja. Oh, they get out single Archeops. That is usually a good sign, especially for something like this where you can skip their turn and then try and knock out their only attacker. They basically just lose on the spot. And that's definitely the play we're going to go for. We already have boss in hand. If we can just hit some energy off of our Metangs here, we can just boss and then Arven for Prime Catcher. I really think Prime Catcher is one of the cards that has made this deck, like, just a ton better. Just having an extra way to gust, and especially on an item, makes the Star Alchemy or whatever it's called that much better of an attack. And we get our energy. That's what I wanted to draw off of the Mew. Or I just wanted to thin the deck, but an energy attachment for turn is definitely good. And we're pretty much... we just basically win the game after this turn, because 6 knocks out Lugia. I think we have to get one more because of the V-Star, but we're just skipping their turn. We can just Prime Catcher it up. That's why this deck is just so much fun, and the power level is so high. It's just kind of clunky, and you can just lose games. We just top deck the Prime Catcher, and we hit the energy, so good to go on this one. I think my opponent probably should concede after this, especially because, like, with these online tournaments, if you're just clearly going to lose the game, you kind of want to concede so you have time in between rounds to, like, eat dinner or do whatever you have to do. We just take the knockout on their Lugia V-Star, and now they have no way to attack us. They can do like 70 damage with the Cincino if they evolve it up, or they can wait and build up a Snorlax, but I just don't think that they're ever going to win, and they're just doing nothing. They're probably pretty mad about that sequence of events. I wouldn't be very happy either. I think they just kind of, yeah, just pretty much concede in a second here. Oh, they played the Iono first. I don't know what they're hoping for. Also, if you guys want the list, I'll either post it at the end of the video, or I already have a video kind of going over it that I posted a little while back, so check that out. Alright, and this game's up against Incineroar EX, and the recording got kind of messed up a little bit there, so I just cut the segment out where it was just paused. But yeah, this was another matchup from the online tournament. And it looks like the recording got messed up again. That's kind of annoying. But what can you do? And this is up against Incineroar, which I figured would be a pretty bad matchup. And they were doing decent at the time. I think we were both 2-0 or 3-1 or something like that. I can't really remember. This just seems like it would be an auto win for them. And I was also thinking that Incineroar was like Radiant Zard, where it lowered its attack for how many prizes you had your opponent taken, but it's for the bench. And I just like completely fill up my bench, which is basically giving them a free attack. Just not even thinking about it. And I'm forced to metal coating here. Let's see what they do. We're kind of hoping that they don't get anything crazy. These Ionos have been kind of clutch for us. That's like one of the biggest downfalls of this deck, I would say, is the draw support. You could put a B-Barrel in it, but that's just really clunky. You're already kind of struggling sometimes to set up your Metangs. And between Mew and Greninja, like, sometimes it's good draw support, but sometimes you just get stuck on these clunky hands with, like, you know, your 3 Super Rod like you just saw. But they TM Evo into a Pidgeotto and a Torcat. Always surprising to see the Pidgeotto. And I'm going to just use the Metang here. And probably Buddy Poffin for another Beldum. Maybe I prized a bunch of Beldums. I'm not really sure which one, but just evolve and we can start attacking. We get Prime Catcher. I'm not sure what exactly my line of thought was here. Oh, Prime Catcher for next turn. Because we're able to just Star Alchemy the active and then Prime Catcher the Pidgeot or the Torcat. We hit a Buddy Poffin. Maybe I did just remember, or oh no, I did prize all my Beldums. Alright. So I was gonna say, I don't think I remembered what the Incineroar's ability did. This game was from a little bit back. It was just kind of sitting there taking up space on my computer. And this is a cool deck, so I figured I'd post it. And we hit 2 energy off the Metang, which is nice. Bring up the Pidgeot. And this is kind of where I'm hoping that they just brick. We just draw 2 energy off the Mew, which would have been nice if we hit those off of the Metal Maker Metang ability. But we get double Metang off the prizes. And they promote their Torcat. So they probably just have Incineroar in hand. And this is kind of when I find out that what their ability does, because beforehand I was thinking that they'd need another energy at least to attack, but they do not. And this game really starts to spiral out of control quickly. We only have 1 Metang. We're pretty much not going to one-shot them this turn unless like I just rip like 4 energy off of a Metang ability. Yeah, I'm reading it there. I'm surprised. And they have the Hero's Cape to just kind of add insult to injury, as they would say. So this is a pretty unfortunate line of events that could definitely lead to us losing the game. And I'm really kind of hoping to hit double energy here and then attack with the Zamazenta. Just kind of checking my deck there to see if I should Iono first and try to hit a Super Rod, or if I should just risk the double energy. I guess I end up using the ability first, and that's like extremely lucky. I guess I didn't have many cards in deck, but I definitely needed to hit the 2 and draw 1 off the Iono there to have a chance, and I retreat and attack and forget to use Mew, so that's definitely a misplay. But doing the 220 here is very important, and we also kind of need them to not set up another Incineroar EX on the next turn, because they boss up the Dialga, and then I just knock this out and kind of hope that they have nothing next turn. It's really the only way that I can end up winning this. And I have a pretty good hand for that. I can just boss up a 100 HP Pokemon and knock it out. I should probably attach this energy to the Mew, hopefully. I don't. I get an Ultra Ball. Maybe I'm going to get another Dialga out. That would probably be smart too. A Nest Ball would have been very nice there. So I really don't want to Ultra Ball away the whole hand. Boss is pretty important. And yeah, I should probably Greninja here. And I just hit 2 more cards that I really don't want to get rid of. So I don't know. This is just kind of a terrible spot. So I just attack. Knock it out. And we're really hoping to not see an Iono. There's the Nest Ball that we were looking for. Last turn, we would have been pretty... We would have had at least like a couple energy on a Dialga, but it would have also given them... Well, they can knock out the Mew, so it really doesn't matter what I put in play, but they just candy an Incineroar, and that's like pretty unfortunate. So I need to hit 4 energy on onto a Dialga here and boss. And I'm pretty sure that I just have it guaranteed between what the cards that I can thin out of my deck. So I can Nest Ball for Dialga V and Super add 3 energy back in and Ultra Ball out the other Pokemon out of my deck. But with the combination of cards I have here, I'm pretty much guaranteed to hit 4 energy between at least 3 off of the Metangs, and then I could draw 1 off of the Mew. Like I can draw the last card of my deck with Mew if I need to. Or the last card of my deck, figuratively speaking, because there's more cards in my deck, but it puts all the extra cards on the bottom, so. But I just end up hitting all the energy I need off of the 2 Metangs, and win this game. I end up, I think, dropping from this tournament at like 4-2 or something like that. So not the best, but I think this deck is cool and it could have some viability. Like you could definitely win a cup with this. It's been doing decent in real life and it's a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed and take care.